We had a little technical difficulties just because it's the first time at the new spot.
And we're drinking.
And we're drinking a little bit. We got my boy Reggie in the house. We were just talking about, I was just interested, like, how was it, like, seeing yourself as a video game character, just in general? Wait, because Reggie's Sergeant Lawrence Sims on Call of Duty.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
It's surreal. It's insane. It's dope. I grew up playing video games.
Yeah.
I stopped when I was 24-ish. I had a son, so I couldn't sit around and play Madden all day anymore. But, I mean, it's just crazy. I always wanted to be in a video game, and now I'm literally in the biggest video game of all time, and I'm a
Call of
character.
Duty is like, when people think of video games now, it's like, that's it.
Yeah. It's been phenomenal. And you know when you get a job like that, you don't even know that's I didn't even know that's what it was. I just, because they send you dummy sides and you
dummy
show
sides,
up.
what's that?
Dummy sides is like, there's no title or anything on it. It's just a situation, right? So my audition was I had to basically be holding somebody hostage and escorting them across a river. So we went into this space, and it was in like Marina Del Rey, and I'm in like this studio, and I didn't know what they filmed here. I just knew it was like a video game stage because I had done some mocap before.
Sure.
And so I'm sitting there and I'm doing this audition, and I'm acting like I'm.
Oh, so this is still in-person auditions.
This was before.
This is pre-COVID. Okay.
So I'm acting like I'm rowing this thing, and I'm talking to this dude that I've got. And, you know, I'm telling him that he's a piece of shit and all this or whatever. And when we get to the spot, this is what's going to happen. And then I had to run around and act. They gave me a fake rifle or whatever. And I don't even like guns. Yeah. But I'm sitting there with this fake rifle, and I have to act like I'm running around and tumbling, and I'm rolling, and I'm getting up, and I'm shooting things. And
how do you get yourself to, like, I guess, learn to do that, or like portray in your head that you're moving like a I don't know, someone in the army, or like exactly like that, because you're not military, right?
Yeah, no
military, just pure, like, did you study these guys, or like, how does that work?
Yeah, well, you know, when you get something like that's where you got to be a soldier or anything like that, right? Of course, I watch the movies. I'll watch a movie. I'll watch Full Metal Jacket. You know, Soldier's Story. Anything where you're watching soldiers and seeing how they move and what they do. And then just me personally, I have irrational confidence. Like, I don't think there's anything I cannot do. Yeah. So, like, if I watch it in a movie and somebody's holding a gun, okay, I can do that. And then I'll just jump in, and it's just about believing that I'm doing it right and not worrying about if I'm doing it wrong. And that's just what I do.
It just fucking worked out.
Yeah, it just works. It seemed to work out. So Call of Duty was dope, and it was fantastic.
Awesome. How does I have no clue how, like, video games are made. Like, how does one... Because it looked exactly like you. Yeah. Their whole character, the animation and everything. Yeah. How does one turn, like, a human being who looks like you into a video game character who looks like you?
Well, they do, like, this thing called facial scanning, right? And so facial and body scanning. So you go into this like chamber, basically, and they've got this sphere. Like, when I had to do it, I'm in another game coming up pretty soon too, where they use, like, my face and my body for it. They put you in, like, this big sphere, and there's, like, 1 million cameras all over the place, and all they do is take pictures of you from every angle of, like, your face, your head, your arms, your fingers. They get everything. They make you speak like 1,000 words, so they can watch how your face moves when you say certain words. Sure. And that's it. They do it's a facial body scan, and they get everything. They go over it.
Like, you move a lot. Like, it's your exact movements. And
they have you move. They move your face. They want you to walk. They want you to run. They do jump, all this stuff. Like everything. Squat. Roll your hands. Roll your head. Roll your ankle. All this stuff, and then all of a sudden it comes out, and it's you.
A product.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Is it weird seeing, like, your movements on, like, a character, because, like, you're doing it in probably, like, a suit, right? Yeah, with, like, motion sensors and stuff.
Yeah, you got sensors and everything on, and it's like, it's wild to, like, see you moving and running, and they get it. They really have, like, how you walk. Like, you watch Call of Duty, and that's my gait. That's how I walk. Like, literally, it's me. And specifically for games, when you do something like that, especially like a game like Call of Duty, it's easy for a lot of actors to try to get caught up in trying to be something in that world, or
Sure.
you know what I mean? Like you know video games, you're like, okay, this is how it's got to be. I got to talk like this. I got to brood or whatever, or be like. No, I was like, fuck that, because if I sound like what anybody can put on, then they don't need me, right?
You're replaceable.
Yeah, I made sure that I walk like Reggie walks. I made sure I talk like Reggie talks. So when you hear Sims in the game, this is me, right? I brought me to it. So if they ever want to not use me for another game that comes out, hopefully, you know, if they make another Black Ops, I'm in it. But they're gonna have to search far and wide for somebody who could do
what you did.
Me,
yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
For sure.
Yeah.
How did because a lot of stuff during like COVID turned into self tapes, right? Like, is that good, bad for, I guess, the acting world? I have no clue.
You know, that's a tough thing, man.
Because, like, objectively, you could do 1,000 takes on your phone or your camera, right? And get it perfect. Versus, like, going into the spot and, like, you fuck up. But you could potentially be the one, technically. Yeah. So, what's your opinion on that?
It's man, that's a tough thing, because and a lot of actors, we talked about that when it was going on. And at the beginning, I kind of hated the self-tape thing, because... You know what I mean? Like, this is what I love doing this, right? I love talking to people, being face to face with people. And when you have those in-person auditions, you could walk into that casting office and you could give off your energy right there. Sure. As opposed to sending this tape and the uncertainty of knowing, like, or uncertainty of knowing, like, okay, is this the right take? Because as you just said, you get the perfect take. Ain't no such thing, right? There ain't no such thing as perfect. It just, do you fit what the fuck they want? Right? And so that's what the crazy part is, as an actor sitting at home trying to get the perfect thing when there ain't no perfect. And so I liked being able to go into the room and just do it. And then if they wanted to give me an adjustment, I could take it right there and do a second take with the notes. But when it went all to self-tape, they don't have time to give you notes unless they really rock with you, right? If you're somebody that they like, they'll see your tape and send you notes and say, hey, can you tape again and do this? It's rare, because they're just going with people who got it.
Yeah, I've seen acting friends who've never, like, got notes. Yeah. Like, they just, like, I've never heard back from them, and someone else got it.
Yeah, and I mean, that's part of the game. They don't have time to send that to you. But what I do think is good about this now with the self-tape is, once you it's giving more people chances to get in the room. Okay. Right? Because when they were seeing people in person, they had you slotted for like 15, 20 minutes. You're going to be here, you're going to come in, you might do 3 takes, whatever, and then we're gone. That's about a 15-minute window, right? They can watch your tape. They can watch hundreds of tapes like that. So it's giving more people chances to get in the game who normally wouldn't have had it. That's cool. And once you've perfected your craft of self-taping, knowing what you're sending in and not being worried about it being perfect, it's easier. Now I got to spend gas. I'm going to pay for parking. I got to get a parking ticket. None of that.
LA parking's insane. My girl's car just got towed yesterday. Oh. She thought it got stolen, so thank God it wasn't stolen.
That's the worst. Because you immediately think that your car got stolen, or did I drive here? Yeah. Like, right? Like, my car got towed on Hollywood Boulevard once, and I remember coming out, and the first thing I thought was, did I drive here? Like, what happened? Yeah, where's my car? It was right there. Oh, that sucks. How'd she take it?
Well, she thought it got stolen, and it was right in front of her drive. It was in her driveway. So it was just sticking out. And so I was tripping, because she's a dancer. She just got gigs this weekend. So I'm like, I already bought like rental car for her. Like, we're trying to figure it out. But then like she calls the police station. They're like, oh, let me check the VIN. Yeah. Oh, it's in the pound because not in the pound. They towed it for apparently that reason. But thank God it wasn't stolen. But that happens in LA a lot. Yeah. Or just big cities in general, because like the parking. The infrastructure, there's too many people living in this city trying to chase their dreams, which is a good thing and a bad thing, but whatever what you look at it.
All these cars getting towed and all the fees we pay for that. How the hell is LA ever claiming to be broke?
I know,
like insane. That's some bullshit.
The homelessness is been crazy lately.
It's crazy,
too.
man. It's crazy. I keep getting emails like talking about it. You know, I was really involved in like the social justice movement, you know, over during the pandemic.
Yeah.
And so I signed up, you know, during that whole time, basically any email that came to me about injustice somewhere, I was like signing up. So I'm subscribed to like a million like petitions, all this other stuff. So I keep getting email after email after email about anything going on in the city. And so I keep getting all these homelessness things, and it's a big deal, man. Like inequality, the income inequality, and just the mental health that we don't address, because that's a big part of homelessness, right?
Yeah.
A lot of people who just don't have the mental capacity to deal with the world, and they weren't able to keep a job, and so now they're homeless, and they're not able to go get the health care that they need, and now they're on drugs and all. It's just such a avalanche of stuff.
Yeah, and then there's the thing too is like there's a lot of tax laws that go to it, and what's being done with it. I don't know. I don't pay attention to politics that much, but like I know that's a fact.
Yeah, it's a lot, man. We could do a lot better with our money. I'm a big fan of redistributing funds.
For sure.
A lot of people say defund. I'll say defund, but for the purpose of it, I'll say redistribute. 1.76 billion to the police could be used a little bit better in the society. You know what I'm saying?
What do you call it? So how did you get into acting?
Man, I've been
like, have you been dreaming about it since you were a little boy or what?
Yeah.
Really?
Like, literally my whole life, all I ever wanted to do was be on TV. Right?
Why is that? Why do you think?
I don't know. Like, I wanted to be on TV. I wanted to either be Theo Huxtable.
I don't know who that is.
Cosby Show?
Oh, okay.
Yes, I know we ain't supposed to talk about Bill, but he's free now. He's free now. Even though I guarantee he did do some bad shit, he's free now. So the show is still in syndication, right? Yeah. That was my favorite show as a kid. Theo Huxtable.
Cosby Show was your...
Oh, man. The Cosby Show, black family doing some shit. And they wasn't like... hood?
Yeah.
Oh man,
not
that was
hood
like
at all. Not hood at all.
Prime time television in my house. Yeah. And Theo Huxtable who's Cosby's kid and that his son.
Sure.
I wanted to be him on TV, and so I wanted to do that, or I wanted to be in the NFL.
Yeah.
Those were the two things, or the NBA. Those were the three things I always wanted to do, and I eventually made one of them happen. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, 1 out of 3 for some pretty big 3 aspirations are pretty good. You're a big comedy fan, right?
Oh, man, I love comedy. I think comedians, people who do comedy for a living are just some of the smartest people on the planet.
I think so, too, because they have to, like, develop a joke in a way that not necessarily doesn't offend people, but like, craft it in a way that's funny, but also touching things that they believe in.
Yeah.
Is that accurate?
It's tough, man. This is a delicate balance. Like,
especially right now.
You've got to be able to you got to be able to say something that everyone else already knows but won't say. Yeah. Right? And that's, to me, is the difference. Is like the difference between the greats and the people who just are doing open mics and shit like that. Sure. Right? You got to be able to have your voice. What is your take on the world, and why do I give a fuck? Yeah. And those are the people who catch us, man. Chappelle, that dude is. I think he's hilarious. I think Chris Rock. I mean, I think Jerry Seinfeld.
They're all hilarious.
Hell, Carlin, like all those dudes are brilliant because they open your mind to shit that's going on in the world, and they tell you how they see it unapologetically.
Yeah, in a comedic manner.
Exactly. Yeah. It's hard to do.
Honestly, before I moved to LA, I didn't know much about comedy, right? And I went to UCLA, and during that time, I just really, I don't know, the first couple years in LA for me and a lot of people are like kind of tough. Like they're trying to find out which groups to hang out in, whatever. Yeah. And I remember I was super sad one day, and I went to the Comedy Store, right? And that day, I went with a friend of mine. Her name is Megan, and I believe it was, who showed up? It was like Adam Devine.
Okay.
Rogan, Whitney Cummings, Bill Burr, and I forgot the other person who was there, but it was basically like a really good lineup.
Yeah.
and my face cramped so hard from laughter, and it made my day.
Yeah.
Right. And it took me out of this like really dark place and made me like in a really good place within a matter of hours, you know?
Yeah.
And ever since that day, I've been a fan of comedy.
Yeah, man.
You know, and especially in LA, it's a big thing.
Yeah.
You know,
because you can go to any of these spots. You can go to Laugh Factory. You can go to the Comedy Store, Improv, and you're gonna see like people who are dope at their craft.
Yes.
Like it's a different thing to be in like in Kansas, right? Like the comedy club in Kansas, once a month they get like, or you know, on a Saturday. Yeah. On Saturday, Friday, they get a good guy coming into town or a good girl coming into town to do a show, right? And hopefully they get like the big name, right? But usually Monday through Thursday, when that spot is open, they getting like the dude coming straight from the farm. You know what I'm saying? Thinking, I got these jokes to tell. You know what I'm saying? Like we are lucky to be here in LA getting like the best of the best. It's crazy.
Why do you think, I guess like LA, because it's like the hub of a lot of things, acting, dancing, a lot of art forms. Like, why does it have to be LA? Like, why? I don't, because I honestly don't know. Do you know? Because like people travel from all over the world just to move to LA to like do what they want to do, like in their craft.
Man, well, I think just because of the old guard, you know, like, I mean, hell, what's right here? Isn't this is Universal?
Universal's right here,
right street,
Warner
right?
Bros.
And
is
Warner
down the
Bros.
street.
Right on the other side, right? And then you got Disney a little further down there, and you got CBS, and you got Paramount. Like, that's all here. So as far as TV, movies, it's just the mecca, you know what I mean? And just what we think of as entertainment. There's something to, it's here. Like, I mean, New York has the same thing, but LA just because of the weather and the beaches, it just has that draw, and people want to be here because of the glitz and the glamour, and it just has been a mainstay. I don't think it'll ever change. Yeah,
I mean the weather's nice. I fuck with that, but it's just funny, like objectively, that like everything entertainment's here, and everything that's produced here is seen like around the world. Yeah, you know. Okay, so back to like you said, acting, NFL or NBA. Okay, what happened with the NFL and the NBA?
NBA, I stopped getting taller.
Okay.
Right? So that was a wrap. As soon as, you know what I mean? Like I was, you know, for NBA, I wanted to be, back when I was younger, NBA, to be a guard in the NBA, you were going to have to be 6'2", 6'3". You could make it at 6'2", 6'3"-ish, right? I'm 6'1". 6 foot 6'1".
That's only like that much, bro.
Yeah. But if you're going to be 6'2", 6'3", back when I was trying to get the NBA, you had to be super fast or like an amazing shooter, right? And I was neither of those, and I wasn't 6'2", 6'3". Okay. So I was like, all right, I'm cool with the NBA. Yeah. And then football, I was a quarterback all through like my Pop Warner and high school days. Okay. And I was like dual threat guy in the night. I mean, I graduated in 97, man. I'm an old cat. Okay. So when I was playing high school ball, that wasn't Michael Vick, Lamar Jackson, those kind of cats. It was frowned upon to be that, right?
To be what?
To be a running quarterback.
Oh, why is that?
Because they were stupid. Because it made no sense. And because of the way the dynamics were for the NFL. Like,
is that just because like people in sports or in a certain amount of sports, like this is how it's played and this is how it should be played.
That's it.
Period. End of story. And then a lot of people get mad when someone tries to like change the sport.
The way, dude, that's just people in general. Yeah. People get mad when you try to make them change what they do, right? No, this is how we do it. This is how it's been done. But this is the easier way to get it done. Why would we not do this? Yeah. Why would you not want the guy who touches the ball every snap that you play this game? Why would you not want that guy to be able to run if everything goes to hell? Yeah. Why would you not want that? Yeah. Well, we hope everything doesn't go to hell, but that's not life. That's not football. It goes to hell. Yeah. Every play is going to hell, right? It's going to hell. It just depends on how slow you let it go to hell. Yeah. So forever, it would always be these big husky, slow white dudes with big arms, and that was going to be the quarterback. I remember when I was a kid, I was in Pop Warner. I got told so many times the coaches would not let me play quarterback. Why? Well, we need you at running back or wide receiver. Well, but I throw the ball better than that guy. Yeah, but we can have you at running back. Yeah, but why not have me run and throw?
Yeah.
No. Just get over there. Get over there.
The game has evolved since then.
It has evolved.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And now you're starting to see it change. Now you're starting to see more athletic quarterbacks. Like you're starting to see more black dudes playing quarterback, but you're starting to see a lot more white dudes who are super athletic playing quarterback, right? You're only going to get so far with. There's only going to be one Tom Brady.
Yeah.
There's going to be one Peyton Manning.
Sure.
Those dudes are lightning quick with their thoughts and reactions. That is rare. But for the most part, you can get a dude who's pretty good at throwing the ball who can also run, right? That's what they're going to have happen. And so when I was playing ball, it wasn't in the cards, right? They wanted you to be back there throwing that ball, and that was all you're going to do. And I just couldn't. At some point, I wasn't. They made me play a receiver when I got to college. And I played receiver, tore my ACL, and then I was like, all right, okay, I'm done with this thing, man. I'm gonna
maybe it was a sign.
Yeah, I'm going to go do the other thing that I really love, which was acting. And
working out.
Yeah, man.
Fuck yeah. That's crazy that happens in sports. Do you follow golf at all?
I follow it,
Enough.
When Tiger's playing, I'm watching.
Sure.
Right?
I grew up, so I played a little bit of college golf.
Okay.
And I grew up with, do you know who Bryson DeChambeau is?
Yeah.
Yeah, so we grew up, we had the same golf coach, and one of the biggest things is our coach and us and him developed single length golf clubs.
Single length.
So all the golf clubs are the same length, right?
Okay.
And he started playing it with those golf clubs in college, and they would they made them in our tent on our golf range. Like they were grinding it down, and he's a physics guy, right? Yeah. So it's basically like if you keep the same weight on the club head and all the clubs are the same length, you could have the same like golf swing and it'd be more consistent. So that was and by physics that is accurate, right? But golf is like different club heads for different lengths of club and so on. And so like when he was playing in college, he got so much shit for it, right?
Yeah.
And kind of like you were saying for a running quarterback.
Yeah.
So he's playing the game differently, still in the rules. You're playing the game differently, still in the same rules.
Yeah.
And you're just getting totally criticized for it.
Yeah.
And now it's cool to see him play because he's like 7th in the world. And I grew up with him. I'm seeing him evolve into that character. And he's just persisting playing his own game.
Yeah.
Sometimes
you gotta do it.
Yeah.
Just have the conviction of, this is what I do, this is what I'm gonna do, it'll work. And if it don't work, at least I tried it my way and whatever.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So how does sports relate to acting? Like how has it helped you become I guess like the best actor you can be? Because there's a lot of life lessons in sports.
Oh, dude. Like for me, football prepares you for life beyond any sport that you're ever going to be. So in football, right, you're going to get hit.
Okay.
You are going to fall down. Will you get up? Mm-hmm. Okay, you got up. They're going to hit you again, dog. They're going to hit you again.
Yeah.
Probably harder, so you stay down this time. Will you get up?
Yeah.
Right? Mm-hmm. That's the metaphor for life, right? To me. And that's why I always felt like I wanted my son. My son is 17 now, but I wanted him. As I got older, I started figuring out that football is kind of not the best thing for people to do because it's really, it
fucks up your brain.
It's really physical. It's just barbaric, actually. You know what I mean? I sometimes I'm amazed that I actually did that for that long. But
like, isn't it proven too that like helmets and stuff, like rugby is safer than football just because like you can't throw all your force into it because like you're gonna really injure yourself.
Yeah.
Because in football you could just full force and these pads kind of protect you, but your brain is like rattling in your cranium and everything like that.
Dude, it's insane, man. I don't know how I did that for so long, but I really feel like when people play football, it just gives you a different mindset because you think about that. Like literally, somebody's coming to hurt me, right? They're going to try to hurt me. Am I going to take that hit, get back up, and do it again? And that's what acting is every day. Like literally, I've heard shit, I hear no today. Right?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like I hear no every single day. I'm auditioning for something every day. Right?
Oh wow.
If I'm not doing a self tape for a TV or a commercial, like I had a call back today for FedEx. Who knows if I'll get it or not, right?
Yeah.
I don't know. We'll see. But
commercials?
Yes, commercial. I mean, I'm gonna put it up there. I want the damn commercial, right?
Sure.
But most likely, I ain't getting it, right?
Yeah.
The odds are usually not in your favor. Like I sent in a voiceover audition today. You know how many people send that in? Like most likely, I'm not gonna get it. So you have to be okay with getting knocked down, hearing the no's, and knowing that you just got to keep going. And eventually the shit will turn your way if you keep getting back up.
Keep persisting.
Yeah, and that's it.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah, man.
There's a lot of people who just come into the, I guess, like industry or start like doing something that they enjoy, and then they stop doing it because they're not getting that yes after those like however many no's, you know.
Yeah.
And it's kind of sad to see too, because like we were just talking about it before we started the podcast. Like, it's such a beautiful thing to do what you want for a living.
Oh.
Like, regardless how much money it is, like, you're doing what you want, doing what you enjoy, and, like, just living life off of that.
Dude, I don't, like, I'm serious. Like, I was sitting around thinking about stuff that we might talk about, and this is one of the things I thought that might come up, this exact verbatim thing.
Yeah.
Like, I have always only wanted to do what the fuck I want to do.
Yeah.
That's all I've ever thought of as being a kid. I want to do this. This is what I want to do.
Yeah.
That's all I want to do. Making money is doing what I want to do.
Sure.
And I get to do that. And it's dope as hell. But there's something you were just saying about people come and then they take all these no's and then they bounce. Thank you. Like, some of y'all motherfuckers got to get them out of here.
Sure.
Right?
Yeah.
And that's what clears the way for people who are really, you know, because sometimes you just gotta be just honest with people, and people can dream as hard as they want and wish for something as much as they want. Sometimes the shit just ain't in the cards, man.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like I was saying about being football.
Yeah, for me
NBA.
too. If I wish to be in the NBA, physically, it's impossible.
It's impossible.
I could wish and pray to God every single day, and no way I'm growing a foot, bro.
You're not. It's just not in the cards for you, and that's okay. Go do something else, right?
Yeah.
And that's what I think it is with people who come here and they try and they think that they want to do something and they want to be in entertainment, but it ain't for everybody, man. Like it just isn't. And sometimes the thing that you really want isn't for you, but there might be another avenue in acting for you, right? Like hell, I want my series regular on a TV show. I want to be a series regular. I've almost been the star of a couple of your favorite shows. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Didn't happen for me, right? But other lanes opened up, right? I do voiceovers. I'm able to do video games. I'm doing all that stuff, right? And I do what the fuck I want, and I get paid to do it.
Yeah.
Sometimes you got to just alter your dream a little bit and just be willing to see other avenues of it, right? It can't just be.
There's not one way to do something.
Ain't no way to do. Not one way to do anything. It's just your way.
What's the? I guess like, because I'm not an actor, but what's the romance of acting? Because basically you're pretending to be someone who you're not, right? No, you're pretending to be a fictional. I don't know how to articulate it properly, but do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, I know what you're saying. I like to think of it as not pretending. You're just being somebody else, right? You're being somebody else. You are. You're putting a mirror up to society, right? Like if it's good, you're being a character that people can relate to somewhere down the line. If they know a guy who, loves a girl that doesn't love them back and they can't afford to pay their bills, and so now how are they going to find their job, right? You're showing people that friend that they know, right? That they don't see on TV. They know this guy because he used to live next door to him, but now you're watching him on TV, right? That to me is what acting is. It's just inhabiting life situations and putting a mirror up to society. Like I don't like to think of it as pretending, because I really try to believe that I'm that,
You're that person
right?
During that time.
Yeah. And those, whenever I've been able to actually super connect and feel that, those are the times I always book the damn job, right? It's just that simple. Like if you know that you're connected and you feel that, oh, I know that dude. I've been that dude. I'm that dude, right?
Yeah.
Those are the times I've booked the work for sure. I can feel it when I audition for something like that.
What's your process to, I guess, becoming those characters then?
Just believing, right? Believing and thinking of the situation. So
I guess, I get that, but like, are you rehearsing your lines in front of the mirror 2 hours every single day? No, that's not it.
Nah.
Okay, what is it?
It's just, I get an audition, I read the material. If they send a script, I read the full script, which I'm given. I don't know why this would be even like giving people a life hack. Read the damn script. If any actors, it's crazy. Nate, listen to me. I'm telling you, and because
what do you mean read the damn script, bro?
People will get a script from casting, from this audition, and they won't read the script. They'll just read their lines. They'll figure out they send you the script and they send you the sides.
You're talking about the other people's lines.
Other people's lines. They send you the whole story.
I didn't even think about that.
They send you the whole TV show, the whole movie. I coach actors for auditions, right?
Yeah.
And I'll be talking to people and I ask them, all right, so you read the script. So what is this happening right here? I didn't read the script. What? Why? Well, I didn't have time. How did you not have time? This is what you want to do. This is thousands of dollars. Yeah. This is a job that might change your life. And you're not going to take the hour or half an hour it takes to read this damn script. That's mind blowing. But people do it every single day and swear that this is what they want to do. It's crazy, right? So
that's insane.
Nuts.
That is nuts.
Nuts. And so for me, I read the damn script. I read my sides. But it's also a muscle that I've developed for years. Like I've been doing this for a long time. So I can read a script and then read my sides, and I'm able to break down what's going on, what the character's talking about, what they're thinking. So then I got to start thinking about like, why are they doing this? What do they want this for? And as I'm doing that, I'm also memorizing it, right? For me, memory it's easier because I've been doing it for so long. And it's just something I've always had a great memory. I can read something and I can remember key points immediately. And then if I read it a couple of times, I can remember the words. And if I read it a lot, then I can do it verbatim, right?
That's super impressive because like my sister plays a lot of piano, right? She'll look at art music sheet, play it on the keys, and then can do it again. Yeah. My girl, she sees one choreography and learns it, could do it right then in a couple minutes. I'm sure with you read a couple scripts a couple times, say it here and there in your head, you got it down. This is amazing. Like I find that fascinating.
Yeah, but I think it's for anybody. What anybody does, whatever your skill is, you're able to pick up on it quicker than someone else, right? Like for me, it's hard as shit to hit a golf ball and get it to go where I want it to go.
Yeah, right.
But you've been doing it long enough, right? You know how to hit the ball. Like for me, I'll swing and I'll still miss the damn ball.
A lot of people do that. Yeah.
I'll swing and I'll hit the ground. You know what I mean? Like damaging the clubs, right? I do that. But because I don't have that muscle memory and I just haven't done it enough. Yeah. But for me, with reading and memorizing, it just comes naturally for me. Like I can read with people. I read with people when I coach auditions, and after like maybe the third time we read it, I don't even need to look at the page anymore. I can go off the lines with them just because.
So is that what your handle is? Coach with Reggie? It's because you're an acting.
Yeah,
coach?
coach acting. And people always think it's like sports or something or fitness.
That's what no.
Yeah, no.
How did you get into coaching acting?
Man, a buddy of mine. I'd always ran lines because, as actors, you get an audition, you're working on your lines, right? So I would all our friends, we'd work on lines together. And then as you do that, you start to become
like your acting friends?
Yeah, your acting circle of friends, right? You all get an audition. Hey, can you run these lines with me? Yeah, I'll do it. And then you start to see out of the circle, usually somebody starts to be the one that most people go to all the time because they know how to break it down. They know how to tell you, no, that doesn't. I don't think that's what he means right there. I don't think that's what she's trying to get at. Oh, okay, I got it. And so I started being the friend that everybody came to run their lines, right? And one of my boys knew that, and so he was working on the Jimmy Kimmel show with a kid. And her mom was telling him like, oh, she has this audition and she really needs like to work on these lines or whatever. So he was like, oh, my boy is really good at doing this. And I was only doing it with adults. And so this
you're doing it with kids?
Oh, yeah. So this kid came to me. Kids are my favorite to work with because they actually listen. Right? They actually listen. Even though they're all over the place and scatterbrained most of the time, when it comes time to do what they're doing, you can really tell them and see that they're getting it, and they actually listen and take the notes. Like they haven't formed that they know more than you just yet. Yeah. Right? So he brought this kid. He told this mom.
How long ago was this?
This was probably 2015.
This is like you don't have like a coaching.
No, yeah, it was 2015. I want to say it was 2015.
Okay,
and he told this mom, yo, my buddy is really good at working on scripts and stuff. You should send your kid there. Yeah, brought the kid. The kid came to my house with her mom, and we did this audition. We worked on it. She went in, read, and then she tested. They wanted to test her for the series regular for the role. Her agent called me the next day and was like, who are you? Like, how did you get this kid to be this good? Like, what happened? And I was like, I don't know.
I just read the lines.
Yeah, I just read the lines with her. I tried to let her know like why she was saying it and who she was saying it to. And she was like, okay, I'm going to send like all my kids to you. So she started sending all her kids. And I was so busy. And to this day, like it just evolved to Coach with Reg, because now like I have like 3-4 clients that come to me all the time for everything they do.
How do you balance coaching with your own acting career?
I mean, it's easy. It's usually a half hour to an hour session. Okay. So, and now with Zoom, I do it over Zoom. And sometimes people come to the house and I record them, I'll tape them. Okay. But it's nothing. It's easy. And it's good for me, right? Yeah. Like I'm breaking down scripts and reading more scripts.
Oh, you're learning too.
I'm learning as I'm helping these kids and adults. I got adults who come to me and work with them as well. But yeah, it just happened that way. And this agent started sending her people to me. And then through that, I work with other people, and then they booked a job, and then their agent was like, who did you work with? I love the way you did this. I've never seen you work this well. Yeah. And so their agent or manager put me on their list. And so now when they send their auditions, they need somebody to get coached. I'm one of the names they put on. If you need a coach, go to these 3 people, and I'm one of the names, and people will come and yada yada. And it's been great.
That's awesome, dude. So that was just like an organic, like growing of business right there.
Yeah. And it was fantastic, man. It's a nice extra few G's a year that just came out of nowhere, man. And
that's how I feel about personal training.
Yeah.
Yeah. I stopped at F45. I got like,
so you don't do F45 anymore?
I pick up once in a while.
Okay.
But I picked up some like, have you heard of UTA? United Talent Agency? Yeah. So one of the head agents is one of my clients.
Oh, shit.
A big guy up in Warner Bros. Is one of my clients as well.
Yeah.
I've just been like just word of mouth, and I just go to their house. I train at the Warner Bros. lot once in a while. Yeah. And it's like, again, a few extra trees a year.
Dude, that's the best, man. And because the best way to do it is to have people recommend you. You know what I'm saying? Like the word of mouth is the best way. You know what I mean? If somebody says, oh, Nate is dope at this, let's work with him. You can't beat that, right?
Yeah.
You've already got a foot in.
It's an affirmation too that you're good at something.
Yeah.
That like what you enjoy again is what's bringing you some income.
Yeah, man.
It's a beautiful thing. What do you call it? What you're working on? Are you working on any big projects right now?
Yeah, man. Like I just finished this another video game that I can't even say what the title is or what it is, but it's coming out. I think he said 2023 it'll come out. So
that's crazy that you're working on stuff that comes out in a long time.
It'll come out for a while, but it's like a huge deal. I just did Grey's Anatomy, which is dope because I was,
that's a big show.
I've been auditioning for that show. 19 seasons.
That's a big show.
That's insane, man. Yeah. I've auditioned for that so many times, and then to finally get it in year 19 of the show.
Was it fun?
It was great, man. The cast was amazing.
What
Everybody
episode?
was so
what episode
cool.
so people could check it out?
What's it called? I think You're the You're the best part of the holiday. I don't even remember. I don't remember the name of the episode.
A couple episodes ago.
Yeah, but it was like Thanksgiving, the Thanksgiving episode this season.
Okay, cool.
And I play a husband who's kind of negligent, but that was cool. And I'm the voice of NBA promos this season.
Yeah, you guys watch basketball? Like a couple NBA commercials and stuff. Reggie's voice. He's hyped up there.
Yeah, man. And I got some commercials going right now. Macy's commercial and some Netflix shows.
So I guess you've been in all these things, right? You got in some commercials, some TV shows, some movies, or whatever. I guess like, what are you most excited for in your life right now? Like, because it probably feels kind of like repetitive. Like, oh, book a gig, do it, get your check again. Like, cool. Like, what are you most excited for in your life right now? Like, regardless if it's acting or not acting, family, non-family, what is it?
Most excited? Man, that's a good question. I don't know if there's one thing that I'm most... Dude, like, I just love Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Like, literally, I love waking up, and every day is something else to do. Yeah. That's the most exciting thing in the world to me, is just getting up, having a chance to do it again, because not everybody gets the shot to do it again, right? So I love waking up, doing it again, whatever it is. And then sometimes I'll wake up and I'll do absolutely nothing that day, and I'm having fun doing nothing.
That's awesome.
Right? Like, I love just waking up every day, living and just being here, man. Like, so that's the most exciting thing.
Do you have a routine in your day-to-day? Like, do you have a workout routine? Do you have a life routine? I don't know. Like, some people like wake up, meditate, do their shit.
Nah, you know what? I wake up and it just depends. Some days I wake up and I'll say a prayer to the universe. I'm not religious. I don't believe in like God, but I believe in the universe, right? So I wake up and I'll say...
Bro. We're small. Yeah, I believe in the universe too. Yeah. Like, you look up at the stars some nights, or like, not in LA, like in some stars, and you're like, there has to be something greater. Something greater.
Yeah.
Something greater.
So I don't know, but I wake up and I'll just talk to whatever is out there and just say how thankful I am to be here doing what I'm doing.
Sure.
I pray for people in my life, and I pray for people around the world that they don't have to, I know how fortunate I am to have been born in the United States, right? No. Because I could be drinking puddle water across the fucking globe.
100%.
And it'd be whack as fuck.
You got to put that perspective in your head sometimes, because then like you don't realize how good you have it.
Oh, dude. Like, this is cake. You know what I'm saying? I live in LA. I'm able to live in LA.
Yeah.
Like, that's you don't even have to go across the globe. You can go to the next state, right? You're like, shit, these people live over here, they pay for this. Like, I'm able to do that, so it's not lost on me.
Yeah.
But no, I just wake up and I pray, and then sometimes I wake up and I play chess on my phone real quick a couple of times.
Oh, we gotta play some chess then.
Oh yeah, we gotta play some chess. I play a little chess on the chess app. I'll wake up, I check my emails, whatever, and then my wife is getting up, going to work, and say goodbye to her, and I go to the gym, work out, I watch some sports shows.
You got a routine for the gym?
Man, I just do really, like, I try to do, like, today I did biceps. I did just all biceps today, right? And yesterday I did chest. And so sometimes I'll do one body part. It just depends on how I feel when I show up. Some days I'll do two.
Is that how you trained in, I guess, for sports back in the day? Because the training regimen of football and basketball when you're in high school is totally different than how they train kids these days.
Yeah.
Because I saw this video on Instagram today. This 10-year-old girl doing snatches and cleans.
Wow.
She's killing it. I mean, obviously lightweight.
Yeah.
But like, they're breeding athletes out here, man.
Yeah.
It's a different game.
Yeah. No, when I was, really, when I was in high school, I didn't touch a weight, right? Like, I didn't.
What?
I did absolutely nothing. All I did was show up and play. I went off of just my natural talent and skill. Like, I was a really good high school football player.
Yeah, but like high school gym, that wasn't a thing?
No, not for me. Like, I didn't
really?
I used to eat McDonald's, Taco Bell, Burger King every single day. Like, I live with my dad. My mom I didn't live with my mom. My mom was in San Diego. I lived with my dad in high school.
Yeah.
And I ate shit every day. But I was the star quarterback of my football team.
No, for sure.
Crazy, right? And then when I got to college, though, then I went to West Valley College. Well, first I went to Palomar College in San Diego. It was a junior college because I was trying to play quarterback. Yeah. Nobody would let me play quarterback.
Except for the junior college.
So I went to the junior college, and I got there, and the quarterback there was amazing. So they were like, no, so you can play wide receiver. I was like, yeah, I'll play wide receiver. It's cool. Damn. So I played wide receiver there, and then I came back to West Valley College in Northern California, and played wide receiver there as well. And as I got there, that's where I started working out. I started, getting with trainers and, getting in the gym, benching, lifting, running on my own. Like I never did my own sprints in high school. Like, we in college,
that's
we had like
shocking.
Yeah.
No, that's like really shocking.
Didn't do anything extra, nothing. I just did the bare minimum when I was in high school because it worked. Yeah. Right? Like I was good. I was getting,
But that's not how like they trained kids back then. Like they trained them you just went to practice, I guess.
Yeah.
Right?
Look, I don't know. How old are you?
I'm 25.
Oh man. So I'm 42. Yeah. Right? When I was in high school, I'm telling you, we didn't have my son, the girls at his school, his girlfriends, they go to the gym. When I was in high school, there was no gym membership for the girls. It was just natural. And the girls were naturally good looking, cute, all that stuff, in shape. They didn't go to the gym.
Yeah.
There might be one girl that went to the gym when I was in high school.
Sure.
None of us went to any kind of gym. We just played sports. We played sports. And we were good at it, and that was it, right? And as it's gotten old, as time has gone on, I feel like people are more specialized, and they've got a regimen. Like, okay, so now we go to the gym and do all this stuff. Like my son, from 4 years old and up, he's been playing basketball, and we've had him with like private coaches and private workouts and stuff. And I never had any of that.
Yeah,
none of that. And I was good without any of that stuff, right? And I guess if I had that stuff, I might have been even better.
Maybe.
But I was good without having extra practice and extra anything and work. It just has changed. And now, but also you see now how competitive it is. Yeah. Like you literally have to do that stuff.
Well, like college too. I mean, getting into college, regardless, like sports or not, like it's unreal. It's like it's a different. Did you allow your son not to play? Did you make your son not play football because of like your experience?
No. I wanted him to play 1 year. Okay. I was like, yo, just try it one time and see what happens. Mm-hmm. I just want you to experience football. Yeah. And he played 1 year. He gave it a shot. He got his bell rung a couple of times. But he would play again. Like I remember one game he got cracked. This was he was like 8 years old, 8 or 9 years old. He got cracked. And I was watching him from the side, and I remember him sitting there, and he sat there. He wouldn't go back in the game, and I was like, he's gonna quit. He's gonna quit. And he went back in the game later, and I was like, thank God, right? Yeah. So I mean,
sports teach a lot of lessons, and I feel like if I didn't play sports, because most of my friends who are good at their craft, regardless if it's athletic or not, they played sports growing up.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just something different, man. It's competitive, and I think you need it, right? You need competition. Competition makes people thrive and makes people put their best foot forward. And when there's no competition and everybody has a chance to do everything. Now, of course, you want people to have equality, but you also want people to be treated fair. And fair doesn't mean equal. Yeah. Fair means here's your shot, here's your shot.
You want equal opportunity, not equal outcome.
Exactly. Yeah. Right? So you treat everybody fair, but not equal. Yeah. That's it.
What's the biggest advice that you have for, I guess, people who want to be actors?
I'll say it to the camera. If you want to be an actor, if you think this is what you want to do, think of anything else that you would rather do. And if you can do that, go do that, because this shit is hard, right? It's really hard. Most people are going to fail at it.
Wow.
But
that's pessimistic, bro.
No, I'm just serious. I'm just telling you that so you save yourself a lifetime of hurt and pain and misery because you didn't get what the guy next door got or the girl next door got, right?
Yeah.
If you can't deal with that, go do something else. But if this is what you want to do, if you're okay with struggling for years, being told no, and having to wait, because it might not happen when you're in your 20s. It might not happen when you're in your 30s. It might take till you're in your 50s, like a Samuel L. Jackson or Morgan Freeman. It might take that long. Can you wait that long and be okay waiting that long? If you cannot, go do something else.
Do you know anyone personally that like got their shot in their like late 50s? Because I always wonder, because there's people in movies that are old. Like, there has to be old characters.
Yeah, I mean, literally,
you know?
like, just like I'm saying, like Morgan Freeman, Samuel L. Jackson, they didn't get on until they were in their 50s.
Morgan Freeman did?
Morgan Freeman was, I remember him in Streetwise, right? I think Streetwise. He was in a movie in the 80s. I saw him in a couple movies where he was young. But he wasn't super young. I mean, that dude was like 40 years old, 30 and 40 years old.
Really?
Yeah, man. And Samuel L. Jackson really didn't hit. He was in stuff along the way, but he didn't really hit till he was in his 50s. Right. And so sometimes it just takes time, man. Like, it takes time, and it takes the 10,000 hours. So you got a lot of books over here. Do you have Outliers up there?
Outliers is over there somewhere.
Yeah, Outliers. It's to 10,000 hours,
the
man.
Bottom white
there
one.
It is.
There it is.
Right, right next to Sticking Point.
There you go.
Yo, or what is it Sticking Point or Tipping Point?
Tipping Point. Tipping Point.
Yo, sometimes it takes 10,000 hours. Yeah. It does. It really does take 10,000 hours.
Reading Outliers, do you agree with the whole if you're born on a certain year type of deal? Like, because he was saying like older kids, like
more mature,
and they end up like winning that year because they're bigger, and then therefore like being more successful. I mean, it makes sense, but I don't know if that's true, because like you see like anyone kill it like at any age.
I do kind of agree with that, because you can even look at that. Are you a football fan?
I didn't grow up. My mom was a big like no football type of lady. She's a small 4'11" Asian lady.
Yeah.
From Laos, and she just didn't want me to get hurt.
Okay.
So like that's how it started off. All my best friends are baseball, football fanatics.
Yeah.
A lot of sports betting, everything like that, and I'm learning. But so like I wouldn't say I'm the biggest fan, but I'm getting there.
Yeah. Okay, so football, and I see. Oh, you said betting. I can see you got the Andy Duke Thinking the Bets. I love that damn book. Great book.
We gotta talk about poker, bro.
Oh yes, I'm addicted. So, what football? Right, you can see it right now, happening right now.
Yeah.
The New England Patriots are, I believe, they got to 9-4. Right
now they're 9-4.
9-4.
Okay. Tom Brady's still killing it.
But Tom Brady's not with the Patriots anymore. He's with the Buccaneers.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so
I knew that.
People think that they're supposed to fall off, right? They get this quarterback, Mac Jones from Alabama, who's a 5-year college player. Okay.
So he went to college for 5 years. Did he redshirt 1 year?
He redshirted 1 year and sat behind Jalen Hurts, Tua Tagovailoa, for 3 years of college, and he got to play his final 2. Right. Okay. So he played as a redshirt junior and a redshirt senior. In his redshirt junior year, he only got to play because Tua got hurt. Okay. So he played half of that year and played his full year of his senior year.
So he was an old senior.
He's an old senior.
Yeah.
Got all this, right? Old senior. He comes into the NFL draft this year with 4 other quarterbacks who were picked ahead of him, all younger, right? All more talented, but not as mature.
Sure.
So what are we seeing from all these guys this season? Who looks the best? Mac Jones looks way better than all these guys because he's older, more mature. But when these guys catch up to the age level, catch up to the experience, and they've got this extra
think they'll
talent.
Be better?
Oh, they're going to be beyond belief. Like, there's one guy who I think is going to be terrible, but there's 3 guys who do so much more.
Don't you think, though, that since he's getting that success right now, that confidence, he also is getting more experience, developing better skills, too, and therefore it's like a snowball effect upwards?
Well, to a ceiling, right?
Why?
Because how's he going to get faster?
Run more? I don't know.
Well, you can run all you want. Like, how are you going to get faster at, when you're 23, 24 years old, at that level? How are you going to get faster? Sure. This is what you are, right? Yeah. So if this guy's already faster than you, he's got that, right?
Yeah.
Now, when this guy's brain and his ability to pick up the defenses the way that you do because he's seeing as much as you. You've got 2 years on him of experience, right? When this guy catches this experience, now his foot speed is coming along with that experience. Is Mac Jones' arm going to get stronger, right? As when these guys already have a stronger arm. So I think there's something to the like being older, being more mature, that especially at a young age, that gives you an advantage. So if you're an old 9-year-old compared to a guy who just turned 9 or just turned 8 or, you know what I'm saying? Like, that is an advantage there, right? Because most people aren't looking at it for the context. Yeah. They're just seeing what's there. They're not thinking, oh, this kid is a young 8-year-old who's actually playing with these guys. They don't think like that. It's just like they're better. Like it's just they're better. Yeah. And when somebody just thinks you're better, you also get the benefit of, damn, everybody fucks with me, right? Yeah. That's building your confidence while this kid who's younger, fighting and scrapping because he's not as big and not as strong as you is getting beaten down because he's not getting that praise, right? Yeah. Now, every now and then there's an outlier where there's an 8-year-old who's just a beast and there's this 9-year-old, he's killing them. But for the most part, those 9-year-olds are always going to dominate those 8-year-olds. 100%. Right?
No, that was they kind of put it in perspective. I'll think about that differently now. How did you get into playing poker? I'll tell you my story after.
Oh, okay. Well, for me, I remember watching all the poker stars. And remember when? Again, I'm older than you.
I've watched all the poker movies.
But in the the 90s, 80s, well, Rounders came out.
Rounders. I've watched that at least 20 times.
Okay, so Rounders came out, and I remember thinking, "Damn, I wish I knew how to play poker. This sounds like a dope ass game. This movie's sick."
Yeah.
And then all like the Superstars of Poker, the World Poker Tournament, all that stuff. That got big in the late 90s, early 2000s. Yeah. I still didn't really get on, but I remember watching and thinking like, damn, I wish I could play this game.
When you watched Rounders?
Yeah, when I watched Rounders and then seeing this explosion of poker that was going on like ESPN and all that stuff. And then there was a bunch of websites you could play on back in the day that I never really got into, but I knew kind of what the game was. Yeah. And then literally over the pandemic, I sat down and I was like, I'm going to learn how to play poker for real.
Like for real.
For real. Yeah. And so during the pandemic, me and my wife we started recording and watching every...
This was just recent.
Just recent.
This is like less than 2 years ago.
2019.
Yeah.
Literally, we started watching every poker show every night. Okay. Oh, you know what? That sounds dope. Look what they're doing. We were recording them and watching them. And then... A buddy of mine had an online game during the pandemic, and so I hopped in their online game and I started playing and getting just losing, right? Because I didn't know what the fuck I was doing. So I'm just learning, thinking, and then I kept watching Rounders some more, and then started reading.
Have you watched Molly's Game?
Yes. Oh, okay. Yeah. And then I started reading and just reading about poker.
Have you read that book?
Yeah. I bought the book as soon as I started I bought that book before I was big on poker.
Because that's just a life book,
just a good life book. Like thinking in bets. I'm always thinking about like probability.
It's similar to like acting and everything. Like you said, the probability of you becoming an actor and being successful at it is extremely low.
Yeah.
Extremely low.
So don't be upset if it doesn't happen. It just...
Because objectively, by just numbers... Yeah. Get your emotions out of there.
Exactly.
Okay, so sorry, don't be sad. By just numbers, you're not likely to get it.
You're not likely to get it. And so once you remove the emotion from the thing, then it's like, okay. And that I started reading that too because of stocks. Yeah. Because I was really emotional on stocks.
For sure.
No, I want this to go up. But
This crazy year with stocks, by the way, has been insane since March when the pandemic hit. Yeah. Everything tanked. Everything's going up. Why are stocks going up while the economy's going down? Yeah. It's insane.
It's insane. And but also, I mean, I got into stocks and Bitcoin in 2015, right?
Oh, yeah.
2015 is when I got into Bitcoin, and I remember and I was so emotional about it. Oh, it'll go back up. It'll go back up. And that kind of taught me a lesson of you got to just take emotion out of this shit. It just, especially when it comes to numbers and probability. You just have to go with the probability, right? And
how did it take watching poker every night?
She loved it.
Really?
Yeah, we loved watching.
No way. I don't believe that.
Oh, I'm telling you, she loved watching the poker games and the tournaments. We were watching them together. Like,
really?
We wake up, we have breakfast, and we watch some poker. Like, oh man, the river. Like, we were seriously like into it.
So she understands the rules too.
Yeah, well, she knows the game. Like, she knows it. She doesn't play as much as I, because now I play all the time. Like, I find games with like. I go to friends' houses and play, games, and I'm online. I usually I might play like every night. It's only $20 for me to jump into a tournament with a buddy of mine.
Just to get your reps in.
Just playing. And then I'll go every now and then, like I'm going to Vegas this weekend. I'll sit down at the table and I'll play. Yeah. Like, and
I play at Bellagio when I go.
Okay.
Yeah, Bellagio's fun.
Man.
Yeah.
You're on it.
Yeah, I started super young. So all my friends bet, right?
Yeah.
And a lot of them are very good.
I've always gambled on sports.
Yeah, so they're big sports people. Yeah. But I have a lot of friends who are very smart, like throughout high school, straight A students, whatever. They're really good at counting cards too. Extremely good at blackjack, to the point where they got kicked out of mini casinos. Yeah. Right. Yeah. So it's 21. It's basically 21 what they're doing. And same thing with sports betting. They'll wake up in the morning, they have a full-time job, analyze it like stocks, and place them, and then he'll do it every day. Makes just as much off sports betting, maybe more, than his job. Wow. And it's a lot of people do that. Yeah. But my friend, these guys are super smart. But in freshman year of high school, I go over, and they're like, "Oh, we're playing poker tonight." I'm like, "What? I don't even know what that is." Like, I don't know how old you are, 13, 14, right? And just bring over like a bag of change. We would play with nickels and dimes, right? Yeah. And for the first, like, I think half year, every time I would go over with a fat thing of change, I would leave with it empty. Yeah. And I was like, I'm not trying to lose another bag of quarters and dimes and stuff, because actually that bag of quarter and dimes is probably like $40. Yeah. And I read Poker for Dummies, right? Learned the statistic of it, but again, I was emotional. Yeah. It wasn't until I read that book that I was like, you got to think of everything objective, and you can't be like, oh, I'm gonna go in with King 3 because like I feel like it's gonna hit.
The dumbest thing ever. And it's like, I was crazy. I'll play, and I'm watching some of these guys get busted out, and they've got it, and they've come into it. They've came into the pot with King 4 offsuit. Yeah. You're like, why are you in this?
Yeah.
Why?
But you could get lucky.
You can get lucky, but it's like the odds are it's not going to happen.
You're right.
Right? And so it's like, it's just reading that book and also getting my head busted myself, right? Because it still happened to me. Sometimes I'll still be emotional on, right? It's like last night I had a pair of queens. Yeah. Ace hit the flop, and I'm like, no, man, you know what I mean? And I 3-bet the queen, right? I 3-bet it up, right? Yeah. Guy called, and I was like, okay, so either he's an idiot or he has something. Yeah. Ace comes out on the flop. We both check. And I'm like, he might just be goating me, right? But a 10 comes out, and then he bets on the 10, and I'm like, no, man, I think this guy's bullshit, because I watched him play before. I'm like, I think this guy's bullshitting me, right? Yeah. He had it. He had the ace, right? And of course, I was like, fuck it. I'm just going to go. I'm going all in. I don't believe him. Emotional. Just give away my 3-bet, right? Just give it away. But sometimes you just get emotional. You're like, no, I'm going to ride this
Humans
one.
Humans are emotional beings, my friend. Yeah. Yeah, that's crazy. Do you think you're going to like... Because... anything with gambling super like hard because there's a financial tie to it. Yeah. Yeah. And I don't know. Do you think it like expanding like anymore, like playing, like getting really, really good at it? Like,
oh man, I would love to get better at poker. You know what I mean? The next thing for me is, because I play a lot of small games. Like I play with people at their house, and we buy in for maybe like at the end. You're playing a tournament or it's a cash game, and I'll play with $100, right? $100 for a cash game or something. Which
is not that high compared to like, there's a lot of big cash games in LA, which is like minimum buying a couple K.
Yeah, right. Yeah. And so like I went to Hollywood Park a couple of weeks ago, and I played with 200 because I won 200 the night before somewhere. Sure. So it's like, I'll play with this 200 real quick. And then at Vegas, I usually play with $200 or $300, something like that. But the next step for me is to actually play with like 500 to a K, right? To roll in there, because it also frees your mind from thinking you got to hold on to that 2, right?
For sure.
If I've got 5 or I got 1,000, okay, I can sit here for a while and not worry. Like that 2, I don't got to guard that 2 so hard. I don't got to clutch that pair so hard, right? No. I'll give it up. I'll live to see another day. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So that's for me the evolution. And that's what I'm going to do eventually. Like, I love playing poker, so I will just keep
getting better at it.
Getting better, playing with higher stacks.
Do you have any goals right now? Just like life goals?
I want to get my series regular. I mean, I don't know if you know what that is. Like, as an actor, series regular is one of the stars of, said show, right?
Any show that you're like repeating.
Yeah, that you're on every week, right? Okay. I've been here on plenty of shows over my career, right? I want to get over the hump and get that damn show, and that's the thing that's my goal, is to get that, and then from there, let's see what we can branch off from that. But otherwise,
is that like the main acting goal?
That's the main goal. Because I want an Emmy. I've never been like an Oscar or a movie. I like movies.
Okay, so I honestly don't know what the difference between an Emmy and I don't know what these awards
Emmy
mean.
is TV.
TV, like TV shows.
TV. Okay. TV show, TV movies, right? That's an Emmy.
So I have a friend who got an Emmy, but wasn't acting. He does advertisement. How does he get an Emmy?
Damn, I don't know how an advertiser gets an Emmy. Maybe he was a producer on something, a producer for a short film, something. I don't know how because I know commercials are Clios. The Clio Awards is for commercials. Okay. Emmys is for TV production, and TV movies.
I'll have to go ask him.
Yeah. So, yeah, dude, I would love, my goal is to get an Emmy one day because I just love TV. I love the medium of television.
Why do you love TV so much?
Because as you're on a TV show for every week, you're coming into somebody's household every week, right? You're coming into somebody's life every week. It's a movie. You come and go, right? Denzel is in a movie.
Do people watch like consistent TV? Because like I guess like in my generation, we'll binge watch a whole season on Netflix. You're watching them every week. You just watch it. One season done. Yeah. Is TV shows like every once a week still come out?
Yeah. I mean, Grey's Anatomy is once a week, right? That's every week. It comes out every Thursday night at 9 p.m., right? So that's appointment television. Even though you can just DVR it and watch it later and binge it when you want. But still, I like the act of people having to schedule you into their daily life or week, right? Yeah. Now, some people watch a whole show in one day. That's cool. But I like the people who are like, oh, I'm going to watch my show tonight. I'm going to watch this episode at 9 o'clock.
It's like, this is my thing. Yeah. It's similar to like The Voice or like the American Idol or something like that.
You've got to. I'm part of your ritual, right? Like that's what I want to do. I want to be part of somebody's every week. They know they're going to sit down at 9 o'clock and watch this show that I'm a part of, right? Yeah. I like that because I think you build just more of a connection with people than one movie that comes out one year and then you got this, right? I mean, I think it's just in this day and age, it's hard to be. You're not going to get these old school stars anymore because there's just everybody's too available.
Yeah, we'll have you on again once you book the season regular, my friend.
Let's do it, man. Hopefully it'll be before you hit the what is this? This is the 31st episode, right? Yeah. So hopefully before you hit the 60th, I'll be back.
Yes, sir.
Before you double up, I'll be back.
What it called before we finish up? I want to talk about your podcast real quick.
Oh yes, let's do it, man.
What's it called again?
It's called I'm Probably Right.
Yeah. So that's why is it called that?
Because
does that go back to Reggie's always confident? Yeah, and he's just like always knows everything.
Well, I am a know-it-all, right? I literally am a know-it-all, but I study to know what the hell I'm talking about.
No, because like when I hear you say it, I don't get any conceitedness out of you.
Dude, I'm the nicest, most not humble person on the planet. Yeah. I really feel like that. Like I'm super nice, but I know what the fuck I know. Yeah. And I know what I want. And I study what the hell I'm talking about. I'm not going to talk about it if I don't know it. Yeah. If I don't know it, I'll tell you, I don't know. Can you inform me? And then I get to know what the hell I'm not. Sure. Hell I didn't know, right? So I'm probably right. And it's my boy Jay Lee who came on my show. We were talking about it, and he plays Commander John. John Lamar on Seth MacFarlane's show, the Alien show where they're up in space.
I know what you're talking about. I've never watched it. I know what you're talking about.
Oh man, it's losing me right now. But he came on my show and he was talking to me about it, and he was like, "I love the title. I'm probably right." Because you're saying you think you're right.
I might be wrong.
I could be wrong.
I could be wrong.
I'm willing to be wrong.
Yeah.
Right? That's my whole life deal. I think that I'm usually right, but I might be wrong.
It's mostly talking about sports, huh?
It's mostly sports and just life and how I feel about the world, right? And mainly through a sports prism.
How do you think you got to, I guess, that mindset of the way you are now? Because like you're very just talking to you right here, it seems like you're very open-minded about like everything. Like, oh, I'm probably right. I might be wrong though. Yeah. And if so, like, give me a reason to like think the way you do, or vice versa.
It's my wife calling right now too.
Almost done.
Man, it's a lifetime of learning, man. Yeah. Like literally, like I've always, even as a kid, I've always thought that I was smarter than a lot of people, right? I was in like the gifted and talented program when I was in elementary school and middle school and stuff. And then when I got to high school, even in high school, I didn't have the best grades just because I didn't apply myself for it.
It didn't interest you,
right? It did, it wasn't my thing. But I had good. I had like 2.5 just by showing up because I would talk my way into anything I needed, right? But growing up, I just have always been curious and willing to say I don't know. Like I might not know. Can you help me? And being around people who kind of have that same mindset, right? That has helped me a lot at growing up, and being around people who are willing to be wrong. That showed me like, okay, you could be wrong. So, and the best thing you could do is be wrong and learn from something, right? Yeah. So that's been my deal, and research and discovery and figuring out what works for me and what doesn't work for me. But man, I guess it's just the older I've gotten, the more I've just been staunch in I know what I know and I know what I don't know. Yeah. So I'm willing to let somebody who knows more teach me.
You're probably right.
There it is.
All right, y'all. This is Mr. Reggie Watkins, baby. Thanks for coming on, my friend.
Yo, my man, it was a great talk, dog.
That was fun.
Man. Had a good time.
Yeah.
This is great.
Sweet. Peace.
Appreciate y'all. Peace.